Week 6. So I have recognized a few things this week. First thing that I wrote about already was the value and importance of an intentional warm-up. Because we have our fragmentary showing on Friday, we've been using a lot of our rehearsal time to make a thing, to finish a thing, to get to a finite end of a thing, so that we can show it, which is kind of changed a little bit of the energy around the making of the thing, which I haven't loved, but is the nature of the thing. You have to have deadlines. Like, there is a show that happens at some point, so you have to do it by a certain time, which has been fine. It's just made us, the first part of the process, we had more time to kind of tease things out and have writing days and have discussion days. So this week we have not had any of those days. It's just been try to mold an ending or mold a beginning, or that is a piece of a larger work. So we don't really know where we're coming from leading into this piece that we're showing on Friday, and we don't really know how it will end either. Whatever we show on Friday is just that. It's just a piece. So devoting time to put a beginning and ending on something that we probably, after we come back from break, will end up untying those, nice little bows we put on there and making, like, having it extend into the beginning and into the end. So that's one thing. This changes the practice when you're getting ready for performance. One thing we did talk about a lot this week was the performance aspect of it. I really want to drive home the fact that this shouldn't feel like a performance. We've been working on building a story, uncovering a story. This sharing that we have on Friday is really just an opportunity for participants to work that muscle of articulating that story. This showcase doesn't have a feedback session. It doesn't have like a talk back afterward with the audience. So it's really just about, as the participants, sharing the story, how does that feel for you? What choices do you make? What is the most effective way for you to articulate the story you're telling to those who are sitting in the audience? It's not, we talked a lot about in the beginning the difference between a story and a conversation. At this point, this is a narrative. We're telling somebody something. It's not really, of course the audience is always giving back energy, but we don't ever know what they think. We're not gonna know what they think. We're not gonna know what they took away from it, unless they, come and find us later when we talk about it, which is always good. But in some instances with performance art, you won't know what you have, what you have communicated lands for someone who has received that. Sometimes it's just about working that muscle of expressing something, articulating something, showing something, telling something. So that is what this showing will be about. So it's been good to keep remembering that it's not about the product. It's about how we present the product, not so important about how the product is received. Yes, we care how the product is received, but not as much in this showing. This showing is just sharing our process. So we have 2 more days. Tomorrow, I'm not going to keep running it over and over again, because it is starting to feel very much like when I was working at the other studio, and it was just like, run the dance, so that it's clean and it's good. We do want it to be clean. We do want it to be together. We do want people to understand what's going on and know for a fact, this is where I go, this is the count, this is when I put my hand up and when I put my hand down, so that there's no confusion. But there's a different element of sharing that we will engage in on Friday. So, and then when we come back, we have a long weekend. And when we come back, we will dig into the second section, which comes before this part that we're showing. which will be largely improv based, and we'll be working with the characters that we've been compiling all this time. So that's what we have.